gentlemen, I would like to drop a couple of gems on you, and then I will be back just shortly. Please watch them. You will gain much.
I am so sick of seeing all these white. I mean, I like them. You know, I like the white guys, but I'm so sick. I said, we ain't got enough. So where are my brother? Because I know we had a lot of black geeks, man. So where they at, man? Come
well,
on.
I'll put it to you like this. I was playing Borderlands 2.
Mm-hmm.
And I started to hear the stream, and I said, well, I have to get on this. I think I think perhaps one of the fundamental issues for
is this Paul? Is this Paul Proteus?
Yes, it is.
I'm not gonna do it here, but you know I got a bone to pick with you, brother.
Yes,
I've been listening to Paul. Paul Proteus was one of the first MGTOW channels I started watching. Okay, I think it was I think it was the top two, which is that he's thinking ain't now, but it was what was his name?
It might have been Stardust.
It's Stardust.
Barbarossa.
And Barbarossa, and then right after that said, okay, yeah, but they sound too white. Paul was actually talking some good shit. I said Paul was my favorite. Way back. I've been following Paul when Paul was sitting in his living room, man, popping beers open and talking shit, smoking cigarettes and shit.
Well, I still do that, and in a funny kind of way, it kind of relates to the reason I basically don't do videos anymore. Was I got surprised by the response.
Okay.
And understand I've worked, I have a real job. And I really thought to myself, given the political situation that's happening here.
Especially Canada, yeah.
Especially in Canada, all it would really take is for one person to say, this, you know, Paul Proteus is a misogynist and hates women and et cetera, et cetera. And my job, I won't necessarily call it a career per se, is finished.
Well, yeah, but your daily bread will, yeah.
So I really couldn't afford to put that at risk. There are a couple things I think, you know, you mentioned black men in the technology sector. I've been working in tech, so to speak, probably for the last, I'd say 25 years. And
what did you work as?
Geez, I started by selling fonts and clip art. And let me put it this way. I was working for a little company in Canada. That company got bought by Aldus.
Okay.
And then Aldus got bought by
Adobe. Yeah,
that's correct. So in the mid 90s, I was working for Adobe Systems at a point when the web hadn't even been invented yet. It was still going to be another probably year, 18 months until Tim Berners-Lee came out with the Mosaic browser.
Just kept growing and growing.
Yeah, well, so, if you stay around long enough, like Paul was saying the same thing. Paul was just there talking shit and drinking a beer, man. in front of himself with a smartphone. And people actually started noticing, wait a minute, I'm going through the same shit too.
Small world.
Especially since she'll get pregnant by accident and keep the baby on purpose. I think I might grab that because that is a classic, man.
Man, the reason I did that video was because I did this thing on Facebook where I would post what I would call rules for life. And so that was exactly what I said. She may get pregnant by accident, but she'll keep the baby on purpose. And I had women jump on me so hard that I had to pull the post down.
Oh, did you?
What?
Do you still have a copy of it?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I want to post that shit.
Go ahead. You know, just be ready for the heat because.
I got it because I got women to admit that it's not an accident.
Well, I listened to a live stream you did with a group of women last week where one girl had gone back to dude's place. He broke up with her.
Slept with him, had a baby. That story was crazy.
Yeah. And a part of the female mating
shout out on New Style
really relies on men not knowing the strategy at all.
Right.
And kind of assuming the best out of women from the onset, which is really why a lot of women are actually angry at the red pill. Because if the guy knows what the game is, he's not going to play the game, or he'll play it differently.
Right.
Yep. The jig is up, essentially.
Yeah. And I agree with Alan Roger Curry when he says in the future, relationships between men and women are going to have to go solidly mode 1, because both sides are learning the other's playbook. You know, just as an aside, one of the things I find interesting right now is I've been watching the way in which white guys have been losing their minds.
Yeah, what is that, man?
You know what I think it is, man? I did a video and I pulled it down because I thought it was too hot. And it basically came down to white guys are not used to being treated like black guys.
No, they're not.
And the reason that they're
the world ain't. And the reason they're freaking out so badly is that they're actually just late to the party. Right? Like brothers are like, I don't understand what you're freaking out about. This is just regular life.
Yeah.
You know? And the white guys are like, we're losing everything, man. We're losing everything. It's the immigrants. It's the man. I can't get a job because of my race. I have to pretend I'm a masculine presenting transgendered lesbian. My name is Bernie, but I have to call myself Bernice on the application or I'm not going to get a job, man. This is shit, man. And meanwhile, brothers are just like, really? This is what you're all freaking out about? Because the stuff
niggas dying day, B.
Like the stuff that we go through, if that was all we had to go through, man, life would be easy peasy lemon squeezy. What are you talking about?
Right. Is he wrong? I don't think that he's wrong. I think that he's absolutely dead ass spot on. And I think that that's one of these things that holds up. That last segment, if you're relatively new to this, would seem a little harsh. Take it in stride, gentlemen. That's not them laughing at you because you're white. It's them laughing because they have known this for decades, because they've been in it for decades, because they have sat around and watched the decimation of their community. They have watched government interference. They have watched people like your brand new president, Joe Biden, and Kamala Harris, two insane authoritarians, totalitarians, really, if you look at it, author crime bills that locked up millions of blacks. Did it lock up millions of whites? You have to admit that there's some problems out here in the world. You have to admit that the biggest racists, the biggest homophobes, the biggest xenophobes, whatever you want to call them, they're the ones that are in power, that are preaching against you not to be this. And these guys knew it. So it is kind of funny. It's kind of humorous. Paul was ahead of his time, way ahead of his time. There are a lot of us out here that are just now catching up to this stuff. If you take your emotions and your feelings out of what you just listened to, everything makes sense. If you choose to be offended over something, chances are it's truth that's biting you in the ass, and you just can't deal with it. I won't promise not to post more of Paul Proteus in the future. I won't promise not to post nuggets of wisdom from these other men, these other titans that were out here doing this thing before a lot of us got into it. I think it's important to revisit these lessons. You can see the delineation of MGTOW and the red pill. When you listen to this stuff right here, you can see that a lot of brothers out here right now that are on this thing right here are slipping. Just a thought.